showtime. This is Rod Rollins coming to you live from the digital studios of Mr. X, presently located in Janet Mothershed's basement. I know. Broadcasting into the digital universe. I'm going to do this on the fly. Okay, S&P 500 right here. A lot of the commentators at stockcharts.com, CNBC, whoever. They say, oh, that's a top. That's a top. They're using their oscillators on daily data that has, as I said before, a leasing and spectral dilation. Noise, aka noise. And the market today had a good pop, and this week you can see right here it had a good pop. This is an uptrend. That's a strong uptrend. You use trend lines and you use moving averages in a trending market. Oscillators do not work in a trending market. They work in a cycling market. This is a very difficult rectangle here. 2015, then 16 it broke out. Took out the rectangle resistance, took out the cycle high. Then you had pre-election, who was going to win. Then you had the Trump jump, which looks to still be alive. And the market's liking it because he's going to come out with this new tax package. I don't know. He's cutting corporate taxes. We'll see. We'll see. I saw something from 35 to 15. I don't know what he's doing with personal taxes. And, you know, we'll see. And here's the measurement right here off of the rectangle, and that's simple. That comes from there. And you put it here. Actually, it could be, yeah, wherever it broke out there. And this is a Fibonacci extension level up here, but we're leaving that off the chart. You get the idea. And this is an orderly uptrend. And this is moving sideways here. This could be building another rectangle. And if you looked at the Bollinger Bands, they're probably squeezing down a little bit. And when Bollinger Bands squeeze, that means there's going to be a big move up or down. Okay. Next. Oh, and the spectrum's clean. We know that. Bonds. TLT, bonds. The cycle high finally showed up here. We knew it was coming right from there. This is a anticipatory thing. This is a leading indicator. There's not many leading indicators around, but that sine wave is a leading indicator. And you see there's still an orderly downtrend. So you can't jump the shark. This could still fall out of here off of this triple support. It could come down, break that triple support. But it's going to fight. It's going to fight in here. And if it did break that overhead resistance and break that cycle high that just showed up, then you might have an uptrend. But you have an orderly downtrend. You still have heat and spectrum. Next. Tesla. It finally broke out. I don't know how many years old this was. 3 years? 4 years? 3.5? Finally broke out of this rectangle. Trying to get that back. Okay. 2014 and a half. And it broke out of this rectangle. And that's a big move right there if you measured it. That's a lot of points. But that's an expensive stock. Or this could be an inverse head and shoulders. And it's broke the neckline. Sort of a funky inverse head and shoulders. Could be one or the other, but rectangle. And it broke that cycle high also, and the spectrum went clean. And you have an orderly uptrend. And this is starting to languish. That also reinforces that's an orderly uptrend. Next. And here's the dollar. It didn't like this resistance of this rectangle or that cycle high. And it backed off. Now, there's this trend line from, what's that, 2014? And it's going to test that trend line. It would make sense if it came off that trend line as support and went back up and tested the rectangle again. Maybe it punches through. Or it breaks that trend line and it comes down here and tests the bottom of that rectangle. And the euro looks the inverse. There's a euro, there's a trend line, there's the rectangle, and got a little cycle high sitting there. So these are slapping back and forth. And I'm just looking at those because the French election, and I can't remember her name now, lady president possibly. I think she would be there 5 years if she won. And in the runoff, she beat this guy by 1,000,000 votes. And they're comparing her to Trump. Her thing is like the UK, the BRICS. She wants out of the euro. She wants to close down the borders to immigration. They're too permittable. Is that a word? And close the mosques. That could be a big trouble there. But the people there are a tidal surge. I think I wrote that before. They're tired of this BS, and they're tired of the immigration, they're tired of the terror, and they're tired of a weak economy there in France. I think she's got a real good chance of winning. So we'll see what the currencies do. But that's what's going on in France. And this could be a little bit tighter, not that it matters too much. And I think that's it. Over and out on the crazy walkie talkie.